All right, here's some more problems from section 10.1. This is number 23. And 23 and 25, the directions are find the points at which the tangent line to the curve is horizontal or vertical. Now, these are off my notes and they're a little bit faded, so I hope you can read them. I'll try to talk you through them, and hopefully you really won't need them, but just in case. So we know that the derivative, that's a slope, is equal to dy dt over dx dt, and if we want a horizontal tangent, we know the derivative will be equal to 0. If we want a vertical tangent, we know it will be undefined. So in order for this fraction to be equal to 0, the numerator has to be equal to 0. So we just find where dy dt is 0, the t values for that, and then we'll know the values of t that make this 0. That's going to where my horizontal tangents will be, and then I'll just put that back in the equations to find the points. So the derivative of or dy dt is just, that's going to be 0, that's going to be cosine of t, and that's equal to 0 when t is pi over 2 or 3 pi over 2. So those are my t values. If I want to find the points of horizontal tangents, see what I do is I just put these back in these original equations and see what I have. So if I put pi over 2 in for x, you can see over here, x equals the cosine of pi over 2, which is 2 plus 0, which is 2. And for y, if I put pi over 2, a negative 1 sine of pi over 2 is negative 1 plus 1, sine of pi over 2 is 1, is 0. So that's my 1 point of horizontal tangency. And then I can also try the 3 pi over 2 and put this in for x. And you can see we get 2. Hope you can see that. We're just putting this into the x value. So 3 pi over 2. So 2 plus the cosine of 3 pi over 2 is 2 plus 0, which is 2. And I put 3 pi over 2 in to this for y, and negative 1 plus a sine of 3 pi over 2. The sine of 3 pi over 2 is negative 1, so negative 1 is negative 2. So there's my point. So those are the 2 points of horizontal tangency. Okay. And then find the vertical tangents. It's when the denominator will be 0, because that's when the fraction will be undefined. So we take the derivative of x, that's going to be the dx dt, or the denominator. And dx dt, the derivative of this is going to be 0, and the derivative of the sine is negative. I'm sorry, the derivative of the cosine is negative sine. So that's going to be 0 when t is 0, or z is pi over 2. So there we go. And we do the same thing. We put these values in, 0 and pi, and we put these in the original equation to find the x and the y values, and that's what I did over here. So x equals 2 plus cosine of 0, 2 plus 1 is 3, y equals negative 1 plus sine of 0, that's 0, so just negative 1, so that's my 1 point of where I have a vertical tangent. And over here I do the same thing with the x's, and then I'm going to put pi in. So 2 plus the cosine of pi, 2 minus 1 is 1. So that's my x value, my x coordinate I should say, and y is minus 1 sine of pi, and that's going to be negative 1 plus 0, which is negative 1. So those are the other points. So I hope that makes sense. That's number 23.